Hi there, my name is Brian Deegan. I'm one of the co-founders and I'm the CEO of Companion Labs, and we're super excited to be able to announce the release of predictive bid ranges. So this feature has been in the works for a long time. It's a bit of a game changer as it relates to bid testing, and I'm looking forward to being able to tell you more about it. Now, before I do want to hit on a couple changes that everybody should be seeing within Ads Manager now. So if you go into an ad set and you look at the bid strategy section, one thing that you'll notice is that the previous options of automatic and manual have now been replaced with lowest cost. So lowest cost is the new automatic, and as we all know and Facebook knows, lowest cost didn't always necessarily provide the best result, and so they still give us the option to do a max bid here. So max bid is the new manual and lowest cost is the previous automatic. So one thing that's notable that we're currently not seeing is the recommended bid range from before, from the previous interface, and so here's a refresher if you guys need to see it. Now, the one thing about the recommended bid range, it wasn't always the most intuitive, it wasn't always the most accurate, but the one thing that it tended to be was very consistent. So if you were an advertiser in the UK going after leads, you may know that you could be towards the bottom end of that range, maybe even below that range, and still be able to get delivery and win bids. Conversely, if you're an advertiser in the States going after a certain audience with an e-commerce purchase or optimizing the e-commerce purchase, you may know that you actually needed to be at the high end of that range or maybe even a bit beyond it. So it was consistent. It served as a good reference point in that regard. And so that's why when we launched bid testing last year in April, we used it as the basis for the bid test bid range, in addition to a high bid and a low bid that we would set. Now, we realized that when we launched bid testing that people would need to be able to adjust that range, and so we introduced the parameter that people can increment the bid range up or decrease the bid range, and that's what people have been using to be able to find those sweet spot bid ranges for bid tests. Now, over the last year, the system has been able, and when I say system, I'm referring to the Companion Labs algorithm, it's been able to observe what are the CPMs and the CPAs for different events that people are optimizing to by different countries. We've also been able to observe, or the system's been able to observe, what are the bid levels for different events that people are optimizing to, again, that are winning bids, but also allowing people to scale and get good performance as they scale, again, across the globe. And then also, it's been able to observe how those things relate to the individual advertiser. So for instance, if you're an advertiser that's going after e-commerce purchases that are high consideration purchases, your bid strategy is going to have to be different. So those three things become inputs that go into the Companion Labs algorithm, and the output is this new feature, predictive bid ranges. So if you want to turn this on, if you want to use it, just go to app.companionlabs.com, click on settings, and toggle it on. Now, it's important to note that when you toggle it on, it's not going to affect any bid tests that are already running. Those are going to continue to run like they've always been running. But when you kick off a new bid test, what you'll find is that the bid range that we use is likely going to identify optimal bid levels quicker, and it's going to allow you to scale them more and still be able to maintain that performance. So it's a bit of a game changer here for less experienced advertisers that are new to manual bidding, that are just starting bid testing, because it removes the process of having to increment the bid ranges up or increment the bid ranges down to be able to find those sweet spot bid levels for your individual ad account. Companion Labs now does that for you. For the more experienced advertisers, those bid test pros out there, I think it's going to be extremely validating for a lot of what you've already been doing. Also, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with some of the predictive bid ranges that we suggest, maybe things that you didn't think would work but actually do work. And then lastly, it's going to be a great time saver. So again, just toggle it on. It'll apply to any new bid tests that you kick off. It won't apply to any bid tests that are already running. If you need to activate an account with us, just go into the billing section. You can activate trials or put in payment information if your trial has already expired. And if you have any questions at all, just DM us on Facebook or initiate a chat session on our website. On behalf of myself and the rest of the Companion Labs team, we're thrilled to be able to get this in your hands to help you advertise smarter on Facebook. Thanks.